in a day where you would go out and play, like, I don't know, Draymond, for example, and then having to listen to his explanation on the game, other games, his personal life, his opinion on things. It's just, to me, it's too much access. And the allure and the respect that I would have for Draymond as the athlete, because I would solely be concerned about his on-the-court performance, I now have this convoluted perspective of him because I'm constantly hearing him give his opinion on things that I really just don't even need to know. Draymond talking about $50 dates, or Paul Pierce, for example, talking about women every other week. It really honestly grinds my gears. You guys can't change the trajectory of my life regardless of what you think of me. However, I'm sensitive. I am triggered.
I don't think you need to respond to everything.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't need an explanation.
Yeah.
Like,
because it'll just blow over.
100%. It'll be over within a week.
That's my fear too, is like when I address things, instead of me ever talking about like lived experience, people think that it's just me constantly trying to rehash bullshit. When in reality, it's like, I don't know, I'm just a human who wants to talk about my life.
Just when the world was celebrating Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's fairy tale engagement, his ex, Kayla Nicole, stepped in with shade so sharp, it shook the entire internet. Was this just coincidence or calculated timing? The drama just hit a boiling point, and this time Kayn Nicole is the one. Travis Kelce's ex was never caught the bite. Kayla wasn't giving commentary. She was throwing darts. She called the whole edit peel back the layers. She was pointing the spotlight right at
proposing to men, and it's kind of challenging the status quo of what a woman is intended to do with a man. I don't see anything wrong with it. Necessarily, do I want to do that? Can I imagine myself getting down on one knee?
Yeah.
Not quite so. Like, I want a man that's going to lead. I want a man that takes charge. And for me, it feels a little emasculating to ask my man to marry me instead of the other way around.
When it comes to money, Kayla Nicole doesn't hold back. For her, financial stability isn't about gold digging. It's about security, confidence, and proof that a partner is serious about building a future. In her world, money equals preparation, and preparation equals commitment. But it doesn't end with finances. Kayla insists marriage also demands emotional and mental readiness. If a man can't handle the weight of commitment, she refuses to carry him. Her conviction was clear: settling is not an option. And here's where things turned messy. Fans couldn't help connecting the dots. Her words didn't sound like general advice. They sounded like a sharp critique aimed at her ex, Travis Kelce. Sure, he's been basking in success, dripping with charm, and dominating the spotlight. But from Kayla's perspective, there are gaps in how he approaches true responsibility. With his engagement to Taylor Swift lighting up headlines, her words carried even more sting. Almost like she was saying, "Good luck, but I know the truth." And maybe, just maybe, she's not the only one thinking it. Here's the real twist. Despite their history, breakups, and shade, Kayla allegedly reached out to Travis with a congratulatory message after the engagement news broke. Short, polite, graceful, but according to insiders, he never replied. Not a word, not even a courtesy thank you. And then, almost on cue, Kayla took the mic on her podcast and peeled back the curtain on celebrity relationships. She didn't just share her heartbreak, she exposed the culture of flashy engagements and Instagram perfect romances that hide cracks beneath the surface. The implication? What the world sees is rarely the full story. From a deeper lens, this wasn't gossip, it was strategy. Kayla wasn't simply calling out Travis. She was making a larger point about perception versus reality, reminding everyone that even golden couples have fractures that only show with time. And while she avoided dropping names, the timing made it obvious who she was pointing at. Every comment, from her stance on podcasts to her values on masculinity and money, was woven with her philosophy. Meanwhile, Travis might dominate the field, but Kayla's critique had fans asking if he dominates in commitment too. That congratulatory text? Don't be fooled. It wasn't just manners, it was calculated. On the surface, it looked civil, like she was taking the high road. But beneath, it hinted at unfinished emotions and showed that Kayla knows exactly how to play the optics game. Even when she referenced other athletes, the real target was clear: Travis Kelce. The pattern is too sharp to ignore. This isn't just celebrity tea, it's a case study in personality, image, and the mechanics of love under fame. Kayla's angle hits harder because she isn't ranting or dragging. She's cool, calculated, almost dissecting the culture of love and fame in real time. That calm delivery makes her shade sting even more. When both sides of a couple are household names, the stakes double. Kayla's perspective forces fans to ask tough questions. What does it mean when a star like Travis spends as much time dropping post-game takes as he does on the field? How much space should an ex have to weigh in? And what hidden standards are women like Kayla expecting these men to meet? Her message is subtle but cutting. Even the brightest names in sports can fall short in real relationships. And Kayla's making sure we see it. Nothing about this saga is simple. Kayla Nicole's history with Travis Kelce embodies the clash of expectation versus reality, image versus truth, and self-worth versus the glitter of celebrity. She isn't moving like someone bitter or forgotten. She's moving with clarity and control, determined to make her voice heard. Fame, charm, and NFL rings mean nothing to her if they aren't backed with accountability, stability, and growth. Her neon line is clear. Either a man steps up fully ready for commitment, or he doesn't step up at all. That refusal to compromise, that bold confidence, is why her words are shaking the culture. And for fans who thrive on shade, whispers, and unfiltered honesty, trust, this is only the beginning. The drama's heating up, the shots are sharper, and Kayla Nicole is proving that sometimes the ex speaks louder than the superstar still on the field. But here's the kicker. Kayla's voice isn't fading. It's becoming the headline. Every subtle jab, every ignored text rumor, every podcast revelation is fueling a narrative fans can't stop dissecting. And the timing couldn't be juicier. With Travis and Taylor being painted as America's golden couple, Kayla is the unexpected voice cutting through the fairy tale. She's proving that behind the stadium lights and global tours lies real emotion, pride, and lessons learned the hard way. Whether you agree with her or not, Kayla's bluntness forces the public to rethink what they believe about these relationships. That's what makes her shade sting. Travis is the charmer, Taylor the superstar, but Kayla flips the script. She drags attention back to values, accountability, and truths no PR machine can hide. Fans are split. Some call her salty, others call her a queen. But one fact is undeniable. Kayn Nicole has turned pain into power, and her voice is echoing louder than anyone expected. At the end of the day, this isn't just a messy triangle. It's a masterclass in how fame warps reality, how wounds become entertainment, and how one woman refused to stay silent. Kayn Nicole has flipped the X role into something bigger, a movement of self-worth, standards, and truth. No engagement ring can overshadow. Yes, Travis has the rings. Yes, Taylor has the tours. But Kayla, she has perspective. The kind that makes people stop scrolling and rethink everything. And right now, her voice is hitting harder than a touchdown or a chart-topping single. This saga proves one thing. Sometimes the X doesn't fade. Sometimes she steals the whole spotlight. And as the engagement hype